Hello everybody, how's it going today? It's Frankie and I'm back here with another movie review. I don't think I've watched so many movies like this for like God knows when. I think it's back a few years. I don't usually watch two movies like a day, but I decided to. And again, it's another movie that disappointed. It didn't torture me as such because the acting for this movie was actually quite good. It's just that it's not what I expected. It is an action movie. It's called Crossfire. Nothing much really happened. The odd few scenes here and there. It's about this guy called Mark, and he sees his wife, getting shot by somebody anyway. We don't actually know this person's name. You gotta watch the movie first and you can let me know your thoughts on it afterwards. The movie just starts with what I thought was bad acting. Someone called Alicia talking about she's going to be going out with friends and she's seen her dad. And then Mark is just there with his daughter. They don't see eye to eye. Then you see Miriam. Miriam is like Mark's neighbour, and he's been looking after the house for like a while, and the plumber comes in. Nothing. Like I said, this movie had not much action. It's like I said, you can't be deceiving people like this. The characters for this movie was good. I can't lie on that one. Could have been better the odd time here and there. Actually was decent acting. Where the hell was the action? I was sitting for damn near like what, 40 minutes for something exciting. There was the odd moment where you see Alicia's bag getting stolen and she tried to fight him off. Didn't expect her to know stuff like that. I didn't expect to be a fighter like that. And then eventually the thief runs off with her bag. She tries to get a taxi, and one of the taxi drivers wants to assault her or something like that. And Miriam comes over to save her. And then she gets herself in trouble at the club, and then Alicia's one of those kids with her friend Viola and this guy and Viola's boyfriend called Raul, and they sort of fight a little bit, and she just like punches him, and that was a good scene. I'll give him that. That's what I like in these type of movies. More of that. Where was that in the entire movie? Where was it? And you see like that, Mark's tires getting punctured. And then I thought, okay, maybe the enemy that shot Mark's wife is going to come in the country. No, it just cut it to them in the hospital. And then with Mark reminiscing about his wife, Sasha, mum to her, Alicia, was lying on the bed. There was a flashback to him, like with his wife, and Alicia's getting a bit of attitude and stuff like that, was saying, why do you think about this family? Why you have to keep doing what your job, trying to save our people, something along those lines. And then you see, Mark's wife getting shot. I've forgotten. No, I didn't forget now. I just don't know her name. I've forgotten her name. I think that's what it is. Yeah. And then you see Alicia just running as well, and the car just came and like hit her a little bit, not to run her over or anything, just hit her to cause an injury. Goes back to the house, and she remembers a number plate. So Mark gets Victor involved, and John also knows about it. They track down some number plates, and I think that's when he sort of finds out it's related to like the person that shot his wife. Still don't know the name. And then there's a good hospital scene which I thought didn't make much sense. This person comes in, and they sort of like take two officers out. They sort of like having a punch up with this like person that's all in a hoodie. But then when the person tries to find like Alicia, she's not in that bed. Don't know how they found all this. I really don't, because I thought this movie was going to tell the person that shot Mark's wife to actually bring in like whatever soldiers or whatever it is to attack them. It was nowhere near a cat and mouse chase. I read about it. It says in the IMDb site as a cat and mouse chase. Nothing of the sort. There was not many fighting scenes. Disappointed. What else was happening there? You get like Mark just like he's still panicking. I mean, with his paranoia, that's going to be expected. And and then you see like towards the end, Alicia sees that her boyfriend Stefan. I thought Stefan wasn't on it. I mean, she says Stefan. It looks like it's pronounced Stephen. I say Stefan anyway because that's what she said. And he starts like she's trying to tease him a bit, say go the other side, and then his phone gets slipped by this guy, that shot, her mum. And yeah, she saw, then Alicia so rings up her dad. She sees like Miriam getting stabbed, which is quite sad actually. Yeah, Miriam was actually a good character actually, to be fair, in that movie. And then her dad has to survive, which was a good idea, good thinking. And yeah, there wasn't anywhere room to hide in her room, and the killer came in. And as soon as he's about to shoot, this is where she should move. Like, people, all they do is just wait there until they take the shot. Again, maybe it's difficult, maybe they're going to shoot straight away. I would just move around to distract him. But good job she didn't, because she did, then I don't think Mark would have got him with a clean headshot while she was on the phone to him. Excuse me. Burped a little bit there. So yeah, that was kind of nice right there. Yeah, not really much else. And then he starts discussing, talking to Alicia, and he did talk to the office, and the office said good job and stuff like that. And have fun in your summer, because Mark's retiring. And he then talks to Alicia and says, I had a plan all in place. And it goes to a flashback when him and Miriam were talking about, we got to try and do something about this kid. We got to try to have a plan in place. They didn't show what plan he made up. Every movie that has something like that in it always shows what happened. So he actually knew the killer was going to go. The killer was going to come eventually. It just depends when. So Miriam was actually kind of at the bait. So she wanted to sacrifice herself. That's what the plan was, or was it? I don't know. I have no idea what the plan was. No, but it was kind of a nice ending at the end with him and his daughter. Got to say, acting with Cuba. And again, his accent, yeah, different country have accents, but at least she actually, portrayed the lines out more clearly and better, which I admire and respect. More acting like that, please. Yeah, because some movies I've seen have terrible acting with the accents that they have, and you need to bring in people that's more clear with their speaking and clear with their English in terms of like these type of movies. And this is like in their country, a different language, that's fine. That's a different story, but if they make a new movie in English, surely they should be more clear if how they present their lines and say their lines. But yeah, there's not really much else to say. That was really about it. Yeah, I know. That movie, it disappointed me because what I read, there was no Crossfire in the slightest. So that title is all wrong. Maybe they just have a proper title for it. Description should have been changed up because he wasn't really even investigating it. It just kind of, a kid just happened to be around that situation, and towards the end that's when he started to realise it. So really it was misleading, extremely misleading. It's average. I don't think it's all bad. I think the acting and how the movie was, yeah, there's potential. That, especially with the music one, I know we often talk about music, but some of the music was bumping this, and there was a bit of tension, which I thought towards the end could have been slightly better. But again, it's as an average. Quality not bad. Characters were good. It's just it kind of needed a bit more clearance in terms of description and title. I ain't seen no Crossfire. Should have had way more fights. It's action. I don't know how you pronounce this director, but I think he's also a producer. I don't know how you pronounce their name. Maybe it's a she, I don't know. I don't know how you pronounce this person's name. But you're talking about action. You can't say you're going to make an action movie and have 5 scenes of fighting. Really? I think these sort of directors and producers should watch John Wick, Silent Night, and watch like the movie Safe. And look at that and go, okay, and The Mechanic as well. They should look at those movies and learn from them about what real action is. So they may not be flawless to people, but their action, they got so much in it in those movies. John Wick, if I remember correctly, there was so much happened that I was getting confused of which action scene happened in which movie, because there's a lot that goes on, especially in the last 2 John Wicks. You gotta watch those, by the way. And I'm gonna keep mentioning these movies because these movies are good. But when I watch something like this, it makes a mockery of the good action movies. That actually kind of makes it a bit disappointing. It brings shame upon those action movies. It really does. But there's potential because the acting's good. They had the odd good fight scene, so really they could have had more. Hour and 25. I thought more like an hour and 10. It just like it dragged on a bit. Like, oh my god. I don't know what else to say. I feel like I'm in a movie sometimes when I just keep torturing myself with these movies, but I love them. To be honest, doing this for YouTube is like a diary, you know. And besides, this website might go too, so I just have to keep watching as much as I can. If that website goes, I would need to find an alternative, because I would like to find another, like, you know, site again, because next time I have pop-ups. This doesn't have pop-ups. I mentioned other videos before. I'm going to mention this one. It's called Foursome. Fawesome. So just in case, not that other, you know, word. Yeah, rating. I mean, I've only ever had one number in my head for this. That is a 5 out of 10. I'm gonna say good parts, good acting, odd scene of action. Tiny could have a bit of tension built up towards the end. But yeah, and improvements. Needed more action. Needed more to the story. Well, it needs to be more clear on the description, more clear on the title. So quite a lot of improvements, quite a few. I won't say a lot, but quite a few improvements are needed. But yeah, there's not much else I can say about that one. 5 out of 10 it is. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, share, you know, subscribe and hit the notification below. So see you in my next video.